just a word of caution to the audience. It's not totally clear how it all went down, not surprisingly, given the law enforcement we're dealing with, but we're gleaning the following. This actually does come from the supporting arrest affidavit, that there was a tip received on Tuesday, December 16th. Does not give a date for when the Reddit post was put up on Reddit. But 3 days after the deadly shooting at Brown, officers received an anonymous tip that stuck out from a flood of information. It directed the authorities to a post on Reddit. Quote, "I'm being dead serious. The police need to look into a gray Nissan with Florida plates, possibly a rental. That was the car he was driving. It was parked in front of the little shack behind the Rhode Island Historical Society on the Cook Street side. I know because he used his key fob to open the car, approached it, and then something prompted him to back away. When he backed away, he relocked the car. I found that odd, so when he circled the block, I approached the car, and that is when I saw the Florida plates. He was parked in the section between the gate of the Rhode Island Historical Society and the corner of Cook and George Street." Now, based on that post, the police say they expanded their video search, looking at people's cameras, to the Rhode Island Historical Society area. Investigators located a gray/blue Nissan sedan. Police then released still images of the then unknown person, later identified as John, who interacted with the suspect at approximately 2:16 p.m. on December 13th. And then here's another one. Wednesday, December 17th. The Reddit poster approached the cops on the street near Brown. And by the way, it looks like they did not go find John after he posted that tip. Like, I'm not sure what they did, to be honest with you, after they saw that Reddit tip. They're kind of suggesting that they took it seriously. Okay. Then they say a day after the Reddit post was made, the writer approached law enforcement officials and told them about his encounter with a suspicious man in Brown University's Barris and Holly building. The tipster, whom the police referred to only as John, said he had encountered the suspect inside a bathroom on the ground floor of the building between 1:45 p.m. and 2 p.m., around 2 hours before the first shots were reported. John said the suspect's clothing was inappropriate for the weather and they had made eye contact. John told the police he followed the man after he left the building to a Nissan vehicle with a Florida plate, but instead of entering the vehicle, the suspect started walking around the block with John behind him. So this sounds like the same person. John said it was like a game of cat and mouse. At one point, the two men spoke. According to the affidavit, John asked the suspect, "Your car's back there. Why are you circling the block?" To which the suspect responded, "Why are you harassing me?" John went his own way soon after that. When the police showed John images of the suspect's car from safety cameras, he said that might be it. And here's the last one, Buck. Per the affidavit, morning of Wednesday, December 17th, a separate university employee, a Brown University faculty member, had also described a suspicious vehicle in the same neighborhood, a gray sedan with Florida plates, on Thursday, December 11th at 9:15 a.m. It did not take long for investigators to find that the car was from an Alamo rental location in downtown Boston, and from the rental agreement, they got a name, Claudio Manuel Neves Valente. So that's how they caught him. There were things happening on the Boston end, too, around the MIT professor, but it was this Reddit guy. It seems like it was this guy who posted on Reddit named John, who Jesse Waters had a guest last night, was reporting they believe is a former Brown student who is now homeless. Unconfirmed, but that was reported both online and on Fox last night.
Well, yeah, there's crowdsourcing has been around for a while, and I think it's getting more and more sophisticated because keep in mind the tools that are available to the general public now when you start adding in AI. I use AI now, just as a side note, all the time, and I'm amazed at what it can do. I was putting together a guns.
Which one do you use?
I use Grok exclusively.
Oh yeah,
I'm a Grok guy. Good. Yeah, I'm an investor in Grok. I love Grok. So anyway, I actually was putting together a gun safe yesterday, and I was able to just take a photo of the safe from a distance and say, how do I do all these things and how do I program everything? And it's better than any manual. I mean, it's incredible what it can do. I bring this up in the context of this investigation because now you can work with pretty sophisticated tools if you have still images, if you have basic geolocation data. I mean, you can start to do some high level, certainly much more high level than would have even been capable by law enforcement 10, 15 years ago. So this is catching up really quickly, and this is, I think, changing the world all around us in a whole range of ways. But the ability now to, I mean, think about this: how far are we from facial recognition being something? Now, I know this guy, I think his face was covered, but just
they're already using that in some police departments across the country.
Oh, in police departments they are. I mean, people being able to run programs at home. This is, I mean, the tech is getting so widespread that what we used to think of as a law enforcement exclusive tool, I think, is going to be something that you're seeing in the hands of these online sleuths. And look, I mean, now this is a whole other discussion, but there was a whole effort, as we all know, online. The FBI not only had 30% of them weaponized under Biden against the J6 protesters, but there was a big online effort to track all those people down too. So the public has become mobilized in a whole range of ways to be able to help law enforcement for good and for ill, depending on the situation. But that's what's going on.
It's very creepy.
Yeah.
We had somebody on the show. She had written a book on this, and she was talking about how they've got these glasses already, not available for purchase yet, but these glasses that you could put on, and you could walk into a bar, and let's say I see you, but I don't know you at this point, and I go over and I try to hit on you, Buck Sexton, and you're like, "Get out of here, old lady. I'm married. I'm a happily married man." But now I'm like, I'm pissed. Who is that cocky former CIA type? I'm going to get him. And I tap my glasses, and based on facial recognition, not only do they tell me it's Buck Sexton, they tell me where you live. Mm-hmm. They tell me where you went to school. They tell me all this identifying personal information about you, which is just a very effed up way to live.
Privacy is essentially going to be a thing of the past. I mean, we already have active microphones that we carry all throughout our homes all the time. I mean, yes, you and I, Megyn, make a living by doing media, so there's cameras and high-end audio equipment in certain rooms, but people are carrying around open mics all the time. We've all had this thing of you start talking about some subject and then you get an ad about it on your phone served to you, and you're on Google or whatever it is. This is real. This is all around us. And as the technology is going to, this is a bit like Moore's law with computing power, and the technology that you have access to from AI is going to continue to get more and more sophisticated, such that you're going to have people who, the second that they release anything about a major incident of public, whether it's a mass shooting or any major incident of public interest, the entire internet is going to be able to use these different. Now, I understand there's problems with this too. How do you verify? Who do you trust? How do you know? But the data and the access to analysis of that data that everyone's going to have is, we are in a brave new world. It is changing, and the fact, I mean, you just read that whole Reddit thread. I mean, that was more sophisticated than most of the police reports that I used to read when I was in the intel division. I mean, that was more detailed. It was more.
This guy, if this really is a homeless guy, I mean, this is a hero. This guy, John, is a hero. He posted something this morning saying, "I'm not going to be posting really anything else. He said, I might like up comments, like positive comments, things that I like online, but that's all I'm going to do." But we got to know more about John. There are a lot of politicians that should be getting coal in their stocking for Christmas, but Birch Gold thinks, as a smart planner, you deserve silver. That's why for every $5,000 you purchase between now and December 22nd, Birch Gold will send you an ounce of silver, which is up over 60% this year. See, smart people diversify and have a hedge. That's why you should consider Birch Gold. With the rate cuts from the Fed in 2026, the dollar could be worth less. And what happens if the AI bubble bursts? Consider letting Birch Gold Group help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. And for every $5,000 you buy, you will get an ounce of silver for you or your kids. Just text MK to the number 989898 to claim your eligibility for this offer. Again, text MK to 989898 because Birch Gold's free silver with qualifying purchase promotion ends on December 22nd. Message and data rates may apply. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.